Talk to me about how you're feeling after qualifying for the U.S. Open.
Yeah, still kind of in shock. It still hasn't hit me, but I'll get back to practicing this afternoon, and yeah, it just feels great.
Today, how much sleep did you get, and what's kind of going through your mind right now as you come back here to Brunswick?
Yeah, I got back at like 11:30. Probably slept for 8 hours, and then got up, and just came here and said hi to everyone that I know, and they're all so excited for me, and just everyone here. I haven't seen everyone, but I've seen most of the guys that are closest to me, and it feels good.
This is growing up. Who was your biggest golfer that you were looking up to?
Probably Tiger. I didn't get to watch like him in his prime because I was still young and barely born. But Justin Thomas too. I like him a lot and just kind of his mindset, and then him winning last week or 2 weeks ago at the PGA was good for him, and hopefully I can meet some of those guys out there.
Also, as you grow up, talk to me about your favorite athletes that you were looking up to as a kid.
Yeah, definitely Tom Brady, just because Patriots, and I grew up a New England fan, and just all his success, and kind of his attitude towards the game, and then Tiger again, and then I'm a LeBron fan for basketball, and just his greatness and being able to win with whatever team he has behind him. So those three.
Now, what about some of the things you've learned maybe from those athletes that you apply to what you're doing?
Yeah.
You're one of the greatest, at your age as well.
Yeah, Tom Brady, just kind of his work ethic, and just practicing hard, and having that winning mentality, and all of them have that winning kind of thing about them, and they always find a way to win. So definitely that.
You talked about having a winning mentality with some of your favorite athletes. Yesterday, when you were out there, you had a quote in the paper that you knew that you could do this, and it was go time.
Yeah.
Is that some of that winning mentality you feel like they probably have?
Yeah, definitely. They know when it's time to take over. And they're on a team. Most of them, not Tiger, but they're on a team, and they take the game into their own hands, and that's what you have to do in golf. And my dad was just kind of out there, and I had a birdie putt on my last nine on my 11th hole, and he was just like, all right, let's turn it on here. And then I made two birdies, and it was good enough.
Let's talk. We talked about your dad being on the bag. Let's talk about your mom. I know you carry a special charm with you. Talk to me about that and your relationship with your mom.
Yeah, she doesn't get to go to all the events just because of her work schedule, but when she's there, it's always a good time, and just see her out there. And same with my sister, and I carry that charm, and I had it with me yesterday, and it's worked so far, so I'm gonna definitely keep it around.
Your dad obviously was out there on the bag, very important person to you in your life. Talk to me about his role yesterday, and maybe even one of the moments you thought was the most valuable moment.
Yeah, it means a lot, just kind of having his presence out there, and not so much the golf piece, but just kind of like the dad piece, and the just spending time with him the whole day. You don't get to do that as much at 20 years old, so it's good there. And then probably the moment when he told me it's go time. Let's get some birdies going, and even though birdies weren't easy to come out there, when we had good looks, we took advantage of them.
Let's also talk about playing in front of crowds. These will clearly be the biggest crowds you will have ever played in front of. What is exciting about that?
Yeah.
But what is also maybe a little bit nerve-wracking?
Yeah. Like I said, the Corn Ferry, kind of helped me last year playing in front of, the biggest crowd I've ever played in front of. And then obviously this is going to be, very big and a lot bigger than that. But, it's, you either decide to, either accept it and, kind of like let the fans, interact with them. And some guys do that on tour. And then, you see some guys who are just like, if anyone says anything to them, they're just still looking down the fairway. And, you kind of have to pick one. You can't really be in between. So I think what worked for me is, just kind of the zone in, and just kind of not, don't picture them around you. And then, after the round, whatever, you can acknowledge them and stuff. But when you're out there, I think it's, it's business, and that's what you got to do.
Obviously, U.S. Open coming up. As advertised, we know the rough will be very thick at the country club in Brookline. Talk to me about specifically playing out of the rough. How do you feel you are, coming out of the rough?
Yeah, I mean, you try not to get in it, and especially out there. I don't know how long they're going to have it, but every U.S. Open, they make it hard. And, you just kind of, take your medicine when you hit it in there. I mean, if you have a good lie, obviously go for the green, stuff like that. But if if you're buried, just sometimes it's just wedging out sideways, getting the fairway, and trying to make par that way, because you can make double pretty easily if you get into some of that heavier stuff.
Let's talk about the country club in the sense that you haven't played there before. What do you do from a strategy perspective now to get ready for a course you haven't played yet?
Yeah, I'm not going to try to look too much into it, before I get there. I mean, I'm going to have 3 practice rounds, probably play at least twice, and then, they get the nice yardage books and everything you can ask for. So, yeah, I'm going to, treat it like another tournament. A lot of these tournaments I go to, I haven't played the course before the practice round. So, just kind of learn as I go. And, I haven't got a caddy yet, but trying to get someone who's, kind of familiar a little bit with the golf course, and then, obviously familiar with me and my game.
Let's talk about what part of your game right now you feel the best about, and what part of your game you think is going to need some improvement.
Definitely off the tee. I've been doing well, and I'm going to need to keep doing that well, especially out there. And I don't hit it far, but I hit it far enough, so I don't. I'm not going to try to pick up distance from here to there. I'm just gonna swing harder. I'm just gonna keep smooth swing and down the middle. And then just I think just getting comfortable around the greens out there, just because in Maine and kind of the public courses here, you don't see a lot of fast, firm greens. So I'm gonna need to spend some time around the greens and different shots, and some of the slippery putts I had yesterday I'm not used to. So get used to that.
Let's talk about weather, right? So in many cases, a lot of these tournaments are down south and the weather's pretty much pristine all the time.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself being a player that can play in some inclement weather? You're obviously from Maine, so you're used to it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Obviously, no one likes playing in the rain or heavy winds, but everyone's got to do it, and you kind of just try to put that behind you and focus on what you're trying to do and kind of throw par out the window. Everyone's score is going to be higher that day. It's you don't expectations to par. It's just kind of expectations against the field, and you're trying to beat everyone else there.
Obviously, now you've got to focus on a lot of things other than golf. As you get ready for this week, you're going to have ticket requests, you're going to have accommodations and things that aren't really part of your usual routine. Talk to me about how you're going to handle this and kind of the way that things are going for you as you head into this week.
Yeah, it'll be a little different. Obviously, try to get tickets and passes for the people closest to me, and then if I can help other people that want to go, then that. But I don't really know the details as far as tickets so far. But it'll be different, and it'll feel like a tour event, which it is, and it's going to be all new to me.
Is obviously, having this opportunity, who are some of the people you'd like to thank, for making this possible?
Yeah, family, dad, mom, sister, they're all there for me. And my sister woke up, I woke her up at 11:30 and my mom last night, and they were happy, and they got to wake up at 6 a.m. and go to their jobs. So, I mean, it's just that, and then, the people here and my coach at the Woodlands, we've been working together for 6 years, and I got to give him a lot of credit for just my physical ability and stuff like that. And then Scott Barnacle I talked about, he's like a mental coach to me, kind of dealing with all this, like you said, like the tickets and stuff like that, and the media and stuff like that, and like even like the recruiting process when I was younger, he helps me with all that. So that's big thanks there too.
So obviously, qualifying for the U.S. Open is going to come with a lot of opportunities. Being here from Maine, what opportunities do you think are going to, be coming your way here?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to have companies in Maine to reach out, just because I grew up here, and like I said, not a lot of people from Maine become known around the country and the world. So especially athletes, and it'd be cool to have some companies reach out and take it from there.
Let's talk about some of the attention you've received. Has there been a moment here today or last night that someone reached out, or some person you were like, that was pretty cool, or it really kind of hit you how far this is reaching?
Yeah, no one really that I don't know that reached out to me. Everyone I know and everyone who supports me reached out, but just kind of my coach at the Woodlands there, he kind of was like, yeah, I'm gonna text Tigers caddy, see if we can get a practice round or something like that. And Lee Westwood and Louis Oosthuizen, he knows their caddies and stuff like that. So when he said that, it just kind of was like, oh, this is gonna happen. So that's cool.
Let's talk about your favorite guys on tour right now. You know, everyone says, you know, hey, you know, you could play around with three guys. Who would they be? Who would your three guys be right now?
Probably Tiger, JT, Justin Thomas, and probably Jordan Spieth. Yeah, that'd be the foursome, the dream foursome.
So you're going into this week. Obviously, you're thinking about the practice rounds coming up on Monday. What are you now going to focus on that might be different than what you would do during a typical week to get ready for the U.S. Open?
Yeah, I mean, I'll spend a little more time, with my coach, and then, nothing really, too much different. Still go through my same, practice routine and, make sure everything's sharp and, just kind of try not to put as much pressure, around the whole thing and stress around the whole thing and, just kind of enjoy the week.